Are you afraid to shoot like this because you feel you don't know how to color grade? I actually know a couple of people who do that. But don't worry, I'm here for you. I'm going to be sharing with you 3 tips on how to take your footage from this to this as quick as possible. Please, very important, if as we go on in this tutorial, you find yourself doing, what did you say? Relax, ask your questions in the comment section. I would answer them, and if needs be, I will do a beginner version of this video. First thing we want to do is that we want to convert our log image to the Rec 709 color space, and we do this by using conversion LUTs. A LUT stands for lookup table. Think of a LUT as those filters that you apply to your pictures on Instagram. Now, the Rec 709 color space is what we are used to seeing everywhere, just the way you see it on TV, you see it on your mobile devices, online, just like this video you're watching now. It's all Rec 709. It's actually being replaced with something called Rec 2020, but don't worry yourself, just stick to Rec 709 for now. Now, cameras can actually capture in Rec 709 color space, and there's nothing wrong with that, especially when you're doing something that needs a quick turnaround. For example, you're working news. However, it's limited in the amount of information that it can capture and also show, which is why professionals choose to shoot in another color space, in this case log, because log captures a whole lot more information than Rec 709. And then in the edit and color grading, they're not able to bring that log back into a Rec 709, but then they have all that information to really shape the image in a way that they would not have been able to do if they had captured in Rec 709. Now, in order to do this conversion the right way, you would need to know what camera it was filmed on and what color space that it was filmed in. Now, if you're the one who shot the footage, great, just remember the settings that you used when shooting it. If you're not the one, see if you can contact who filmed it. If you can't reach that person, then there are software that can help you find this information. For example, for Canon has the XF utility software, and Sony has the Catalyst Browse. You simply open the software, browse to where the footage is, and it actually gives you all the metadata, all the information that you need, so that you can now use the right conversion LUT to convert this footage into Rec 709. Now, I'm sure some of you are already asking, look, where are we going to get these conversion LUTs from? The camera manufacturers actually provide these LUTs, so you can very easily go to their websites and download it. But I've done a little bit of the work for you. You'll check the description below and you'll find some of the conversion LUTs for some of the more popular cameras. Not all of them are there, but the more popular ones like Canon, Sony. Any ARRI user watching this video? Before we move on to the next one, please note that you don't always have to convert it to Rec 709 to get started. For example, let's say you're color grading something for film, for the cinema. Cinema is not Rec 709. Cinema is actually DP3 something. I'm simply trying to help you get your footage to look graded as quickly as possible. Second major thing we want to do is that we want to color correct our footage. There is a difference between color correction and color grading. Color correction is all about making all your shots look the same. White should look like white across all your shots. You know, some should not be brighter than the others. One shot might be looking very blue, another shot is looking very warm. That's not good. All your shots should look the same. A tip to doing this is to find a hero shot and then use that shot as a reference to color correct every other shot. Because if you start color correcting each shot after each other, by the time you check your last shot and the first shot, you'll see that there have been massive changes and you will have to start the process all over again. Color grading, on the other hand, is more about the creative side of things. You're giving your film a particular style, a particular character or atmosphere. A good example is the orange and teal look that you find a lot in blockbuster films. So color grading really brings everything together to make the whole film look like it is one film. Now, for the actual color correcting, you want to focus on exposure. The brightness is not going up, down, up, down. Focus on the contrast. Is the black as dark as it should be across all your shots? Focus on the saturation in terms of how colorful, how popping, for lack of a better word, the colors are. Look at the color temperature. You know, some should not be warm and then the other one's blue. So by the time you do this across all your clips, you have now color corrected all your clips. We now have a neutral base that we can now apply a color grade across our entire video, and it will all look good and consistent. Which now leads us to the third stage, which is now to apply a color grade. So if you wanted your video to look like The Matrix, this is where you will now create that look or apply that lot to make everything look very green and yellow and black and all of that. And then by the time you apply that across your timeline, you can now go clip by clip and see if there's any little bit of adjustment that needs to be made, just so that the entire video or the entire film really works together. If you found this video helpful and you're ready to take your knowledge of color grading to another level, I would recommend you check out this video where I broke down the color grade of a movie called Anikulapo. Alright, until then, bye.